My name is Alara Hayes, and I am 28 years old. I work as a graphic designer in a bustling marketing agency called Bright Horizon, which is nestled in the heart of the city. My days are filled with colors, creativity, and a strong cup of coffee, which I rely on to fuel my passion for creating breathtaking designs. I love my job and my colleagues, who often feel like a second family. But there is one dark shadow lurking in my otherwise bright world, and that is my boss, Rebecca Thompson. She is the kind of woman who could suck the joy out of a sunny day. With her perfectly styled hair and sharp suit, she exudes power, but it is her ruthless behavior that makes her intimidating. Rebecca always manages to belittle my work, making me feel small in front of our team. I have dedicated late nights and countless hours to my projects, only to get feedback that seems more like a personal attack than constructive criticism. It left me feeling frustrated and doubting my abilities. One summer afternoon, everything changed when I overheard Rebecca discussing my latest design with her assistant. I thought it was looking great, but as I leaned in to hear their words, my heart sank. Rebecca called my work mediocre and said she had to fix it for the upcoming client presentation. I felt a wave of anger wash over me. How could she trash my hard work like that? In that instant, I decided I would not let her ruin my career or my passion for design anymore. I knew I needed to confront her, so I gathered my courage, spent the next week perfecting my design, and submitted it again just before the deadline. But when we met for the presentation, Rebecca took the podium first, presenting her own reworked version of my design. My heart shattered as I felt the room's eyes roll over to me, waiting for my reaction. I tried to offer my version of the design, but she dismissed me with a wave of her hand, sending me back to the shadows. I left the meeting in a sea of shame. In my despair, I stumbled upon a brewing storm of complaints from my coworkers about Rebecca's management style. They felt stifled and devalued under her supervision. As I listened, I realized I was not alone. I decided to take action and gain back my power. I began to gather evidence of Rebecca's poor treatment of the team. I encouraged my colleagues to share their stories and experiences, and as we bonded over the shared frustration, something remarkable happened. Instead of just a handful of us, we had a small group of 15 workers who felt the same. Fueled by the hope of change, we decided to draft a very detailed email to the upper management to express our grievances. But every time I sat down to write it, my gut twisted with fear. What if Rebecca retaliated? What if I lost my job? As the days turned into weeks, the fear seeped in, and our resolve started to fracture. It was during one of our group meetings that everything spiraled downwards. I had mentioned sending the email again when, to my shock, Rebecca burst into the conference room, catching us off guard. Her cold, condescending gaze swept across all of us, and she dismissed our concerns as mere whining. Something broke inside me that day. I felt utterly defeated, like I had been pushed back into a corner with no way out. I left the meeting so low, considering giving up on the battle altogether. But then, as I sat at my desk feeling the weight of despair pressing down on me, an idea sparked. I decided I would take one last bold stand. I would compose an email to the whole company, detailing my experiences and calling out Rebecca for her toxic management style. The day I hit send, my heart raced as the email flew into the digital ether. Before I even knew it, my inbox exploded with replies. A tidal wave of support flooded in from those I had never even talked to. Within hours, the whole office was buzzing about it, but that dramatic exposure led to an immediate confrontation. Rebecca stormed into my office, her face ashen, her eyes blazing with fury. The tension was palpable. She accused me of betrayal while I stood my ground, reminding her of the discontent brewing in our team. I had pushed all my chips to the center of the table, and the gamble spun high stakes. That confrontation changed everything. Upper management took notice, calling a meeting to look into my claims and the response from the employees. The atmosphere was electric as the terrible reality of Rebecca's leadership began to unveil itself. She was eventually put under scrutiny. I felt a mix of triumph and trepidation. In the wake of my email, Rebecca was demoted as senior management took the complaints seriously enough to reassess her roles and responsibilities. My colleagues slowly began to feel the air clear as Rebecca's grip on our work environment loosened. Over time, morale surged. With new leadership, our team thrived, and my once dim feelings of inadequacy began to lift. I found that being brave and standing up for what was right was rewarding, but it also left me with a realization. There were still remnants of fear and bitterness within me, which motivated me to dig deeper into my creative passion. I began pouring my energy into new designs that were authentic and true to my style. Every keystroke felt charged with newfound purpose. The exceptional designs I started to create were stories of resilience and strength that I shared with the world. The last office email not only took down a boss, but ignited a revolution in my heart and career. I had transformed from a crushed employee into a force of creativity with the courage to speak my truth. Little did I expect that my battle for respect would ultimately unleash my true potential and help others reclaim theirs as well.